She's so dramatic, posted caption, I say no regrets, but that's just a cover up. I know the truth, I lied to tech. Yeah, you slept on me, collected season. Now that keep you up at night, that should keep you up at night.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. My name is Kristen. Today's video is the Libra full moon energy report, spring equinox energy report, and I also want to talk about the cycles of expansion and ascension symptoms. But before I get started on all of that, I want to address the elephants in the room, first being, why am I in my car? The building next door to me is undergoing major renovations and construction, and they were jackhammering and chainsawing, and it was very loud and distracting when I was trying to make a video. So I decided I would go to the beach and film at the park, which I have filmed at before. But today is like the first spring day here in Los Angeles. It's absolutely beautiful day. And so the park was really loud and very crowded and distracting in a totally different way. So I decided to film in my car because it's quiet and I really wanted to make this video. So the other elephant in the room is I got my hair done. And you guys, the moment that my hairdresser finished blow drying my hair, he felt it and I felt it. I was back. It was like the most magical moment of just feeling like myself again. And that relates to the cycles of expansion because I feel like I just came through a huge cycle, and getting my hair done was like the culmination, was like the grand finale as we head into this new cycle, which starts at the Libra full moon. So about a year ago, I started a cycle of expansion of healing myself in a totally new way. And in that cycle of expansion, there were smaller cycles of expansion that would be like several months or weeks. And then some of those cycles of expansion, those really fast ones where you have a totally different perception in just a few hours, or from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, you feel like you've lived a totally, like a whole life in just a day. So the cycles of expansion start with a spark. They start with a catalyst. And from that spark, from that catalyst, starts a deconstruction, a release, a purging, a cleansing of all of the things that don't match, that aren't resonating. And in that deconstruction phase is when a lot of ascension symptoms take place. Having a cold, getting headaches, having some sort of illness, or dark night of the soul can happen during the deconstruction phase. And then the next cycle of expansion can be a lot of compression. There can be a lot of resistance. There can be confusion because as we release that old skin, we can't quite feel or know what is coming next. All we know is it doesn't feel good where we are. And then when we start to move through and integrate, assimilate, when the vibration actually starts to go to a higher place, that is when we start to expand. So we go from that compression to feeling the expansion. And then we start to embody the energy. We have integrated it to a point where we are unified with it. And the cycle of expansion that we are going through as a collective is anchoring the new earth. And in the new earth energy, it is all about love and compassion, and about having that alignment and unity of self within. So in the cycle of expansion, the heart chakra can go through and does go through a total transformation just like we do. So if you've had compression, feeling like you're getting electrocuted or shocked in your heart, if your heart has felt expansive and compressed at the same time, the way I can describe it is like during certain moments of my expansion, I would feel like I was happy, hurting, and healing all at the same time. And the Libra full moon is going to help us reach an equilibrium. The Libra full moon is all about creating balance, finding that harmony, finding that place of being level in the recalibration. So if you have been going through cycles of expansion, like I said, that are maybe years or months, share your experience below. I would love to know how you're experiencing your own personal growth and spiritual awakening. And the interesting thing about the New Earth paradigm is the personal growth is not about fixing ourselves. It's not about being broken. It's about expanding into our gifts and talents. It is about expanding into our destiny. It is about being authentic and real. And if that includes messy, then so be it. And loving and having compassion for all of those parts of ourselves. And in the cycle of expansion, we go through a lot of layers. So we can revisit things. It can feel like, wait a minute, haven't I dealt with this before? Why am I back to this place? Well, it's just because we've gotten to a new layer and there is a new level of new bandwidth of thriving. There's a new operating system that has been downloaded and been coming in all of the magical planetary alignments and energy shifts that we've been going through, especially in 2019. It has just been just wild, expansive energy in 2019. So the shadow side of the Libra full moon energy is going to highlight any aspect of your life that isn't in balance. Any aspect of your life that is out of balance, out of whack, that is off kilter, that has a glitch, right? So anything glitchy that is coming up to be put in alignment to find its calibration will show itself during this lunar cycle. So this can be finding balance inside, finding balance with your heart and your mind, finding balance in your emotions, finding balance in your inner world. And then the balance can also be exterior, finding balance in your work life versus your personal life, finding balance in your relationships so that they are reciprocal. And if you have been experiencing a lack of balance, know that the Libra full moon is going to bring those insights, those epiphanies, those revelations that can help us to find balance. I was a little resistant to filming in my car. I wasn't sure it was on brand for Awakened Vibes, but it's authentic and it's real and it's what is happening today. And so that is on brand for Awakened Vibes. And the spring equinox is a whole nother energy shift from the Libra full moon. So we have the Libra full moon, which helps us create balance. And then the spring equinox ushers in a whole new wave of energy and a whole new cycle and all new light codes. And it allows us to really practice the new operating system of thriving. And so even the high heart, like the lower throat chakra high heart, is going to go through a recalibration in this time, because there's a level of manifesting that happens from this level. And there is a level of speaking your truth and presenting your truth from this level. And it's one of the reasons why when I really hit on something important, my throat chakra, at the merging of my heart chakra, it activates, it does something, because this is a powerful junction for where we are in finding balance, where our head and our heart can work in unison rather than opposition. The new wave of energy coming in March is going to speed us up even more. There are going to be times when we feel like we're in a time warp, because the quickening of the energy is going to accelerate as we move into the Aries energy, as we move out of Pisces into Aries. And then there is a whole new cycle of energy coming in May. So it's like a quickening, like quick time. I can like hear it as I say it. The pace of the energy is going to start to speed up exponentially. And the spring equinox is the portal, is the opening, is the gateway for this new quick time energy. So it's really important that we have anchored the new earth thriving codes of self-love, of compassion, everything that resides in our heart chakra. So to anchor those, that means that we trust our heart's desires and the visions of our heart. Even if our head can't keep up with it, even if our head can't comprehend it, our heart is encoded in a way to help us move forward in the new earth paradigm. So we're going to know more what this looks like, about how our inner world magnetizes our outer world once we start to experience it. I know I talk about it, and then when I actually live it, I'll say, oh my gosh, I said that in a video. And I'm like, but it's totally different when it's actually happening. So just to recap here, the cycle of expansion is a constant consciousness and physical manifestation, right? The cycle of expansion of who we are and ascending into higher vibration. This is real, and it doesn't just happen spiritually, but it happens physically as well. The Libra full moon is going to help us find balance in our expansion, help us reach some type of plateau so we can get some stability in our new vibration, in our new identity, in the person we are and are becoming. And then the spring equinox, the spring solstice, is going to illuminate, bring light to our destiny, to our gifts and to our talents, to our authentic, true nature, to ourselves. And the energy is going to be fast, and the energy is going to be fluid, and we've got to work with it. We've got to be able to improvise. And I couldn't be speaking from more of a true, authentic place than speaking about improvising from my car after I tried to film everywhere today. But the only place that actually worked out was the place that I was resisting, which was in my vehicle. So I think this is a metaphor for the new energies. We have to be flexible. It might not look the way we think it's going to look, but in the end, we will arrive at our destination. But that's only really a temporary vibrational place, because we're in a cycle of constant expansion. So I guess what a big takeaway from this energy report is when we can find that level place, when stability is showing itself in the form of just filming a video in a car, balance is always available to us as long as we get out of the way. And the Libra full moon will be an energy of cooler heads prevail and rational thinking and working through resistance, not letting frustration or overwhelm take over, having compassion for yourself, and breathing through it. So I am wishing you a magical full moon and spring equinox, and holding space for your next cycle of expansion. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.